All right, you guys seen the footage from the September 9th footage, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I have stumbled on some information that you may want to save this information, may want to copy because they might take this down because it's real, bro. All right, so let's go by the information about the missile itself, okay? Um, this missile was designed by Lockheed Martin, right? It's a Hell missile. That's not the crux of it. This is an R9X missile. This Hell missile was redesigned with no ordnance, meaning it had no explosives. This thing was pure designed to be the most accurate design missile that we have in our arsenal, okay? This thing was designed that the release 6 blades, right? And as these gets close to his target, if the target moves, it would move because of the laser tracking technology on this thing, okay? On top of that, 6 blades will be opened up so it would whatever target it hits, it would break it in a like a ninja. That's why they have characterized this as the ninja missile in some locations, right? So that's the crux of it. Now this is where it gets really intriguing. Okay, guys, are you guys ready for this? So I have stumbled on some information that there was an article released in 2020, okay? And it was basically the U.S. Navy used laser plasma to create plasma UFOs. Here's the article, guys. Now, this thing goes into detail on how they can basically make a, you know how like a laser to a cat, where you go chasing the cat would go chase the laser, or basically it would make basically a fake aircraft or a fake thing. So in case the craft that gets attacked hits this basically plasma ball that's created by the laser, okay? And this is from Navy, okay? So, you know, that goes in the crux of this gets even deeper, okay? So, um, lasers. We don't have no lasers in any ships. 2017, they initialized uh, basically these lasers that not initially to shoot down or hit targets in 2017. Then it goes down as like, okay, so where does this plasma ball thing comes from? Well, we initially talk about the article that was released that talk about creating these plasma balls that um can be created to be basically like you know how a plane with flares it releases the flares go out and the bullet or the missile will go and hit the flares. It's the same premise, okay, guys? So let's get into more details. So okay, so if this technology is created, then we should have some trace markers of this being in a lab or some technology development. Great question, right? 2011, Japan. Borton is, I believe, the name of the company, was creating plasma balls. Okay, little plasma balls. Here's the footage on that, so you can guys get a perception on what this technology is. Okay, so this is getting in some deep crux of the information. It says in this video, 2011, it says it can be these little plasma balls can be floating around in the air and be submerged underneath the water. No problem. And this is in 2011. Now, we got that. We got the article. So basically, they were doing testing on this with basically military people that were not aware of the technology being done towards their own military agenda. Well, where we're witnessing is basically they're flying these plasma balls in the sky in our Navy field, basically while we're doing military testing and testing with our highest tech missiles at the time, 2017, right? This video was 2024. So we have that happening all at the same time. And now the final straw. There were balls released from the back of the orb. What is that? That could quite possibly be the ordnance or the basically the blades that were left over from this thing hitting this plasma ball. And it explains a lot. It explains why these things can submerge underneath the water and come out of the water with no problem, not necessarily using speed at all. This explains everything. In the UFO community, what we're seeing is basically the Navy, so it happened to be the Navy out there, running these experiments against their own military people to see how they react, to see how our best technology can interact with this stuff, and it's not being called. But guess what? This article shows their hand. Now tell me that is not mind blowing, bro.